I'm Justin Rieger. I've been in the Austin area for over 30 years.
And I'm Melissa Rieger. I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. We dated when I was in high school and got married when I was 19 in 2003.
We pretty much grew up together in a way. I mean, she and I worked together. We got each other jobs wherever we ended up going. So we got married in 2003, and then in 2004, she got pregnant, and we were expecting our first daughter.
I had all three of the girls by the time I was 24. And Justin and I were just, living paycheck to paycheck, just making sure that, the mortgage was paid for and like all of the utilities. Looking back now, we were really stretched thin. When it was time for the girls to go to school, we transitioned to where Justin worked nights at the hospital, and then I worked early mornings and days in the medical field where I work at.
For us, it was very helpful financially in that regard. We also felt it was very beneficial because we would be the ones raising the kids.
When people looked into our life, they probably saw the perfect marriage, right? Two people that met when they were younger, still married, having 3 kids. I think looking back, our marriage was just falling apart in front of us. Seemed like a dark time when I look back on it. I really feel like we kind of lost ourselves during that period of time.
Both of us pretty much quit going to church. There were things in the marriage that, there was a few falling outs that we kind of felt like we were at times at a breaking point, like either this ends or we figure this out.
In 2017, we really just had like a breaking point in our marriage. Our communication was just shattered. I had a friend invite me to Gateway, and I started coming by myself in January. Our communication started to get better. We really just had a long conversation of, should we just continue living as friends, or should we, rebuild our marriage? And I invited Justin to come to Gateway with me.
I was invited to a men's life group. Didn't know anybody, no one. Melissa really encouraged me, just go and try it out, see what it's like. Of course, God intercedes right when he needs to. I show up, and one of the guys that's in the life group, I grew up going to the same church he did. So I had that instant connection. Pretty much all the men in that group were just invited me with open arms. Opportunities were provided to us, I would say, that we ended up taking advantage of where we probably normally wouldn't have. Becoming a commission leader, getting very serious, she and I, about our finances, beginning to tithe, a couples life group. Those are the things that really started to, I think, build us up to be able to reconnect in our marriage.
2019's amazing, right? Like it was really good. Our marriage was in a really good place. Financially, I had taken a promotion and was traveling, and life was great. The kids were healthy, they were doing well, they were doing sports, and they were doing things in school. In February of 2020, I was really just started getting anxiety. Leaving Justin, leaving the kids, I was missing their special moments, traveling during their birthdays, just not being present during their school functions. I started, praying, am I doing the right thing? I'm leaving my family. I'm so anxious when I'm in California because I'm not with my family. So I really just started praying on whether that role was right for me.
It was definitely difficult, but I think my approach and how I felt about our marriage was completely different, right, from 2019 into 2020. Like, my biggest thing for her was as long as she was happy.
But as soon as I came back, COVID happened. Along with, I'm sure, a lot of other companies here in Austin, during a pandemic, we had to furlough and reduce hours for hundreds of employees. And I really feel like I was in the right place at the right time where God needed me to, touch other people's lives, help them through circumstances that they were going through, and just be exactly where I needed to be in that moment so God could work through me to help other people in their lives. At home, Justin's starting not to feel well.
I was showing signs and symptoms of an ulcer, basically. It was concerning. Like, I wanted to find out what was going on. So I scheduled a doctor's appointment in early June. It was a week after that appointment, I went and had a test done, expecting an ulcer. result. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. What's going to happen with my kids? What's going to happen with my wife? What are they going to do if I'm not here?
We were in such a great place with our marriage and our family unit. So I was a little upset that, this was happening to Justin. But we quickly started praying together, praying with our family, had friends come over and pray with us and family pray with us, and quickly turned from anger to, okay, this is not going to be the end of our story. We were continually being so faithful, and this is, God was blessing our marriage. We can go and help other people with our story. We felt that urge and that tug and that calling to start tithing, but we didn't see, that this was going to happen to us. We are so thankful that we followed through with that and we're tithing.
What I would say to people hearing our story is the easy road might be to give up in a marriage or in your finances or anything like that. Even during the hard times, the hardest times a lot of times make the marriage and your situation even stronger. Don't give up. But if you stick with it, God will bless you more than you could ever imagine.